My tattoo artist, his name is B. He's from the Bronx, New York, first and foremost. He's a martial artist, and he's a really good tattoo artist. 2009, you know, on MySpace, he had a really dope catalog, and I was working on videos at the time. I was working on a documentary series where I was highlighting people's careers, and I love this tattoo work. And initially when we spoke, we spoke about, you know, videos, and we spoke about film and you know, art.
The Dante I know was the same kid I met. He was 17, walking around barefoot with these basketball shorts that were older than time, stained up wife beater, and his hair just out to here, like really big hair. He was always doing his own thing. Remember the first couple of weeks I would see him around campus, I never saw him with shoes. So when they were going to class, I'm like, oh, you own shoes, that's cool. But that was Dante. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different from him. And then with graduation, that was awesome. He did his own thing, and he took the Red Sox cap and he put the cap on top, and then he had his gown open with a picture of him and his cousin. That was just great. And even my family was like, who is that kid, you know? I'm like, yeah, that's Dante. That's you know, he does his own thing. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So it doesn't surprise me to see him now, and he's pretty much the same person, except with a lot more to him. He just said now his love scars. That's a pretty unique way to refer to tattoos. I never really thought of it that way. I mean, even if that part of your life is over, it's still with you because it showed you something.
I decided to go with the flower of life. It's a sacred geometry pattern. You know, I wanted to do a math pattern on my hand and do something funky, and you know, my mom is a math teacher, and you know, I really want to do something that correlates to math, and I found one that does more than correlate to math, but it correlates to life, and you know, has a deep meaning to it. So for me, tattooing is definitely a spiritual experience. It can be like a mechanical thing, like just like as an artist doing a job, you know, but really it's a living canvas, you know. So you're dealing with somebody who's you know, talking back to you, and they're also feeling the pain of the needle, because tattooing is painful, you know what I mean? So it becomes almost a spiritual connection with the person that you're tattooing. So you know, it's a bit shamanistic if you get deep into it. There's some artists who get deeper into that aspect, but which is why I like to work in a private studio, kind of one-on-one, because it becomes a more intimate experience. It's not just like an assembly line, you know, of tattooing. So that way the tattoo that I'm doing has a bit more of a sort of special meaning, you know, on top of it, for the time that I'm taking for myself, because I'm also experiencing it with them, because it's my time too, but it's also their time. So, you know, try to make it as fulfilling spiritually, I think, an experience as possible, you know what I mean? I really love that first tattoo. That's a Puerto Rican dude did my Dominican tattoo, and which is the crazy thing about this story, the kicker to the story. On my Dominican side, my grandfather, Rafael Luna, his first job in the United States, when he came to America from Dominican Republic, from Santo Domingo, his first job was as a painter in the Bronx. I didn't know that about my grandfather until recently. I just found that out after getting my tattoos, that I've been getting tattoos from New York for like 3 years now. That's crazy how I don't know, that's life, man, and how the universe lined that up. With Dante, it's always an experience, it's always a challenge, because he always tends to push the envelope. He always tends to not do the thing that everybody else does. He really wants to get the best out of the artist and try to get the creative expression out of me as much as possible, and try to set the mood for the experience to actually do the artwork. So definitely, I love tattooing them because it's always something new, something different, and eclectic. It's never, you know, your basic old, you know, tribal design that somebody chooses off of the internet for somebody else. So it's always something that it's a challenging experience, and we're basically coming together to create what it is he wants, which he has in his mind, and we kind of find a middle ground, you know what I mean? But it's always a pleasure tattooing him.